Peasant Productions presents the Math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Gonna kind of dance around kind of a hard subject to put into one ball of wax here. Part of it is dealing with the idea of censorship, and part of it is dealing with the idea of the free ride syndrome. Now, humans love the idea of a free ride. Give me a free ticket, buy one, get one free. You know, this is all part of the stuff that goes on. And you see this in advertising all the time, okay? It doesn't matter whether it's advertising here in Mexico or up there in the United States or over in Europe or China or Russia. You all do it, okay? Capitalism, like I keep reminding people, is simply a process, a system of transfer of value between two people, okay? Capitalism is not bad. It is something that everybody does. A socialist system must buy food, it must buy electricity, it must buy, you know, gasoline and all that kind of stuff for you to be able to do something as a society in this modern world. Therefore, it's using capital. It's claiming that, you know, China has huge gold reserves. They've been buying up gold forever. Okay, so it has capital behind its dinero. Mexico has capital behind its dinero. United States, capital behind its dinero. Now, the United States actually doesn't have anything behind its dinero. In 1971, it became a petrodollar, which is a 100% fiat dollar, and as long as the United States maintains total control over the world's oil markets, its money is worth something, okay? Now, in the previous videos, I showed how by getting into space and people living up there, you will create your own economic system. You will have capital, things of value, to trade for other people, to do other things that they do, and trade you back and forth. Okay? That is all capitalism is. Okay? People being greedy with capitalism, with socialism, with communism. Who hasn't heard of a communist country having leaders? Okay? True communism, everybody's equal, so there is no leader sitting in a really ritzy place like Putin with several $billion, while the average people in that country have almost nothing. No. True communism, a commune, everything is divided up equal among everybody. You go out and you do produce work, value for the community, so that you are providing the commune, the communist system, with some value, and then you're going forward, okay? And you're trading that for what you need, food, water, whatever, housing, whatever, okay? So that's the illogics of a censorship system, where you try and say that only this guy is real. No. Censorship means that you are taking away the ability to think for yourself. You are taking away the ability of other people to add into the mix and give you new ideas and forward your system and forward your societies into something else. Okay? Now, one of the places that this censorship is becoming extremely apparent is with what's called PC in the United States. Politically correct. Politicians who are literally hired to lie, cheat, and steal for a particular group are now being proclaimed as the only truthful people in the world. Politicians should decide what's allowed, okay? This is back to the old princess and prince routine. The little girl waiting for her knight in shining armor, okay? Now, if you don't think that that's really infused into your system, look at how many states have lotteries. Look how many, you know, casinos there are around the world. Look how many people are playing in casinos in the United States alone. You know, look at how you are told these Princess and Pea stories about how the girl that lays on a mattress, you know, a stack of mattresses, and in the morning gets up and complains about being in pain all night, rather than getting off her butt, going down, looking through there, and figuring out what the heck is causing the problem and fixing it. Yeah, that is literally a princess. Somebody that everybody else has to take care of. She has no value. She is an ornament put on a wall. The same with a prince, a king, a queen, a monarch of any kind, okay? Whether you're a Saudi prince or an English prince or a French prince or a Indonesia prince, you're just a piece of a figurehead. You're decoration. You're technically worthless otherwise. You don't do anything. You don't get your hands dirty. The slaves and the servants take care of you, okay? Now, in America, this is quite common because as a person that has worked around Republicans quite a bit, it is very common for Republicans to scream, and especially since 1980 with Reagan coming in, I got my piece of pie to you because you didn't get any. You weren't in line soon enough. Really? You think it's proper to brag about being rude, crude, impolite, and disgusting? You have the right to be all those things. I'm not arguing that. But you personally think it's proper to brag about how arrogant you are, how disgusting you are, how disrespectful you are? And then like Donald Trump, oh, I'm a Christian. Or like Trump followers, oh, Donald Trump is the Jesus Christ in flesh. He's come back to save us. No, Donald Trump is one of the worst disgusting pieces of human flesh I've ever had to look at. I've ever had to investigate. In 1990, he had such a disgusting list of disrespectful acts towards women, people, business, customers, bankers, that the only people interested in him were the Rothschilds and the Goldman Sachs, because they were going to use him later on as what CIA and FBI call sleepers, people that you have over here in the corner, and you wait for the right moment that you need them to bring them forward. Until then, they're off in the corner, they get their little sum of money every month or whatever, and you don't worry about it. Okay? Now, this flow of instantaneous riches and prince and princess type stuff goes into the idea that you look at somebody like Richard Branson. He was born rich. He did not walk out and create all of his money. Okay? When he went out and started Virgin Airlines, he had mom and dad money behind him. He was born in a rich English castle type setting. He went to private schools and all of that. Okay? But he goes around and he brags about how great it is because he's so rich that he can sit back on a private beach and have servants bringing him drinks and stuff, and he doesn't have to care about it. Okay? That is what is improper. That is arrogance. Nothing more. He offers no value to the world by being arrogant. You look around at the people in the United States, you look around the people in this Mexican town I'm in, which, it's got a saint. Oh, we have a saint in our town. The people literally are arrogant about the fact that they lie, cheat, and steal from everybody on everything, about everything. They do not care that I caught them trying to poison food given to me. They do not care that I catch them lying. They do not care that I catch them trying to cheat me. They do not care anything whatsoever, because they are so arrogant that they see nothing wrong with literally slapping their God, El Cristo, their saint, Mommy Mary, okay, La Señorita de San Juan, who happens to be the same person as all the saints in all these different churches. Isn't that kind of amusing? Yeah. So the whole thing is a money-making fabrication. And you have this whole long list of things like Survivor and reality shows and Big Brother and all this kind of stuff, where you're going to go do something and you're going to make millions of dollars, or actually in reality, you're going to make $1 million if you win Survivor. Most of those people that watch that show do not understand that because it is a gift, okay, you will lose about 50% of that $1 million in taxes right off the top. Because you are just some poor little peon and you don't know anything, most of those people will go out and start spending, 3/4 of that buying a really nice house or a really nice, fancy car or whatever. And then at the end of the year when taxes come due, they're suddenly trying to sell all that stuff off to try and get some money to pay their taxes, because they didn't ever stop to pay any attention to what happens when you suddenly come into that much money. Okay? Now you also have, so you see, this is the problem with censorship. You deny people the right to learn to think for themselves. You deny people the right to challenge anything because you're only going to let them know what they have to know. And then you are running around and you've got the instant lover, the instant TV show winner. You're gonna have this job that's gonna give you millions of dollars 50 years down the line, and you're not willing to even look at the fact that, yeah, when you retire with that $1 million or that gold watch or whatever, the economy has probably flattened things out so much that you really don't have much of a living. Okay, people don't understand that Social Security is a tax based solely into itself as an insurance policy that everybody paid into. The United States government had absolutely no right taking any of that money for war toys or anything else. Okay, nonetheless, Reagan did it. It's been done several other times for several other presidents, and now, of course, Trump, who is the dictator, he's not a president, really. He goes around mouthing off about he can do anything he wants. Therefore, he has proclaimed himself a dictator. He's talking about stealing it, too, because his super rich buddies who have billions of dollars and don't know what to do with themselves and are mostly drug addicts and alcoholics also need that money, too, to keep their drug stuff going on. And one other thing I want to throw in, the same sort of thing, okay, years and years back, when I first started doing a lot of health stuff and getting around women, I started realizing that women complain about every little bit and piece of pain, like the Princess and the Pea thing, and they almost never recognize the fact that there's other people in pain. Women will continuously tell you that there is absolutely no pain equal to that of labor. They have absolutely slapped every cancer patient in the world in the face, because any person that has cancer exceeds anything that a woman can experience in 24 hours of labor. A cancer patient has to live at least, on average, a cancer patient has to live at least a year with this an incredible amount of pain as the body, is being destroyed by the cancer. So women are full of it. They're liars, they're cheats, they're stealing stuff because they're taught by society. How are you taught? By censorship. How are you taught? By instant gratification. So that's why you need to stop and really look at what the heck you're doing and saying. It's pretty disgusting. I think this is too long.